Hi everyone, I wanted to introduce myself so you can learn a little bit more about me. I'm thrilled to be your instructor this semester for Sociology 383. My name is Elizabeth Larson. I live with my husband Garrett and our 3 children in Pleasant Grove, Utah. My husband is a mechanical engineer. He's worked with all kinds of things, from drones to blenders to road equipment, and he loves that so much. Our oldest, Miles, is 11 years old. He's in the 5th grade. He loves to read, he loves computers, and he loves word puzzles like crosswords and word scrambles and everything like that. My daughter Molly is recently 8. She's very much looking forward to when she can get baptized. She loves art, she loves to read, she loves her friends. She's a very sunshiny little girl. And our youngest, Elliot, is 5. He's a very funny person. He loves to make everyone laugh. He loves stuffed animals, and he just loves being with his family. A few hobbies that I have when I'm not teaching. I love crossword puzzles. I do the New York Times crossword puzzle every day. Started doing that in college and have done it ever since. I love to cook and I love to bake. I love watching cooking and baking shows. I enter recipe contests and I've been doing that for about a decade, and I've had some recipes like this burger down below published in Taste of Home magazine. I love sewing. I sew clothes, mostly clothes, sometimes stuff for the house for myself and for my kids. This is a dress I made recently for my daughter. I also love to read, and I read just about everything. Here are 2 recent favorites. They both happened to be war books, but I promise I read more than just that. On the nonfiction front, I am a sucker for any stories about World War II spies. This one is about an American woman who helped run the British SOE, which is their spies during World War II. Fascinating book. And then on the fiction side is really interesting. So it takes place during World War I, but it is narrated by the ancient gods, Hephaestus and Aphrodite. You're like, wow, that sounds really weird, Sister Larson, but it's gorgeously written, and I promise it's just really interesting, and I loved it and would wholeheartedly recommend it. Another thing that I love is going to other countries and learning about them. Clearly not doing that right now, and even before with kids it's not as much on my horizon, but I was able to do a study abroad as an undergraduate. I loved it. We went to London and we took trips into France, which is where the picture was taken. And I would absolutely recommend any chance that you get to go learn about a culture that is not your own. It's a great experience. My last thing I love is sociology. I was introduced to sociology as an undergraduate. It was part of my social studies teaching major at BYU in Provo, and I enjoyed the class. I thought it was so interesting, but I didn't think I would be doing more with it. Fast forward a year and a half, and I got hired as a research assistant by a professor that was working with both the sociology and education departments, and she hired myself and my friend to work on her school choice in Salt Lake City project, and this is where I just fell in love with sociology. I loved seeing it in action. I loved seeing social forces and how they influenced our lives and our decisions. I decided at that point to go to graduate school and get a master's degree in sociology, and I just fell in love with it even more. I graduated from my master's, and then I had my oldest son 4 days later. So I did not go into anything further at that time, but then 2 years after that I started teaching here. And so I've been teaching here for 8 years, and I've loved every single minute of getting to teach wonderful BYU Idaho students and go more into sociology. Specifically to this class, I think this is so powerful to teach about crime and delinquency. Sometimes you'd look at the book and think, wow, this is a lot of heavy content. This could be depressing. But I think it's very powerful and very hopeful. We've all been placed in situations where we get to love and serve children and teenagers, whether that's in your family, whether that is in your congregations as primary or youth leaders, whether that's in your future careers in law enforcement, in social work, in nonprofits. There's so many people at the beginning of their life that we can have the tools to reach out to and help them make that powerful change, to draw on the atonement, to repent and become new. or to help them find strength from their families and their communities so they don't make those decisions in the first place. And I think that's a wonderful thing. I'm so excited to learn more about you and have this semester with you. And yeah, I really look forward to getting to know more about you. Thank you.